The moment millions have been waiting for is finally here. The Senate has just approved a groundbreaking new payment schedule, and guess what? Direct deposits of $1,700, $2,500, and $3,500 are set to hit bank accounts as early as this Monday. Are you on the list to receive this cash? Could this be the financial relief you've been desperately needing? Before we unpack every critical detail, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. You won't want to miss a single update on these life-changing payments. Let's dive into the specifics, because this isn't just another headline, it's a financial game changer for countless families, seniors, and workers who've been stretched thin by inflation, stagnant wages, and the lingering aftermath of the pandemic. And here's the kicker: these deposits are not a one-time bonus or a tax refund. They're part of a structured relief package designed to target the most vulnerable Americans, and the timing couldn't be more critical. But hold on, before you start planning how to spend that money, there are crucial details you need to know. Are you eligible? How do you confirm your payment? And what happens if your bank account isn't updated? Stick with me, because we're about to break it all down. Let's start with the big question: what exactly did the Senate approve, and why should you care? After months of debates, revisions, and public pressure, lawmakers have greenlit a tiered payment system designed to deliver immediate financial support to low and middle-income families, seniors, and individuals facing specific economic hardships. This isn't a blanket stimulus check for everyone, it's a carefully calibrated program meant to address the uneven recovery many are experiencing. The three amounts, $1,700, $2,500, and $3,500, aren't random. They're tied to eligibility criteria like income levels, dependents, and regional cost of living adjustments. For example, a single parent earning $35,000 a year in a high-cost city like Los Angeles could qualify for $3,500, while a retiree on a fixed income in a rural area might receive $2,500. But here's the kicker: the first wave of deposits is already scheduled for this coming Monday. Could your account balance jump by thousands in just days? If you're wondering how to confirm your eligibility or why these amounts vary, stick around. We're breaking it all down. Now, you might be asking, why the urgency? Why roll out payments this quickly? The answer lies in the latest economic data. Inflation, rising gas prices, and soaring rents have left millions scrambling to keep up. Politicians on both sides of the aisle faced mounting pressure to act before the holiday season, a time when household expenses typically spike. The Senate's decision fast-tracks these payments, bypassing the usual bureaucratic delays. But here's the catch: not everyone will qualify for the highest tier. For example, a single filer earning under $50,000 could see $1,700, while families of four in high-cost states like California or New York might get the full $3,500. Are you in a state with a higher threshold? Could your household size or medical expenses bump you into a higher payment bracket? Let's dig deeper. The urgency here isn't just political theater, it's a response to real-time economic pain. Grocery bills have skyrocketed, with the average family spending $700 more per month compared to 2 years ago. Gas prices, though slightly lower than their peak, remain volatile. And let's not forget the looming student loan repayments, which have added another layer of stress for millions. Lawmakers knew they had to act fast, and this package is their answer. But speed doesn't mean simplicity. The eligibility rules are layered, and missing a single detail could cost you thousands. Speaking of eligibility, let's address the elephant in the room. How do you know if you're getting paid this Monday? The IRS and Treasury Department are leveraging existing tax records and benefit portals to automate deposits for most recipients. If you've filed taxes in the last 2 years or received Social Security, there's a good chance your payment is already queued up. But what if you've moved, changed banks, or didn't file taxes recently? Could delays or errors leave you empty-handed? Officials urge everyone to log into the IRS's payment tracker portal by Saturday to verify their status. Miss that window, and you might wait months for a paper check. Don't let a simple oversight cost you thousands. Double-check your details now. Let's get real for a second. The IRS portal isn't always user-friendly. If you're struggling to navigate it, you're not alone. Many viewers have asked, what if I don't have internet access? What if I made a mistake on my tax return? Here's the deal. The IRS is allowing corrections for certain errors until Friday at midnight. If you accidentally overstated your income or forgot to list a dependent, you might still have time to fix it. But time is ticking. And if you're part of the unbanked population, those without a traditional bank account, the Treasury is partnering with prepaid debit card providers to distribute funds. However, these cards often come with fees and delays, so keep an eye on your mailbox if you fall into this category. Now, let's talk about the controversy. Not everyone is celebrating this announcement. Critics argue the tiered system is inherently unfair, favoring certain states and demographics. For instance, a retiree in Florida might receive $2,500 due to fixed income rules, while a gig worker in Texas earning the same amount could be excluded entirely. Others question whether $3,500 is enough to offset childcare or medical debt in expensive cities. And then there's the skepticism: is this just a pre-election cash splash? Will these payments trigger inflation, making everyday goods even pricier? We'll tackle these concerns head on, but first, a quick reminder: subscribe now for real-time updates on payment delays, eligibility changes, and more. Let's unpack the fairness debate. The tiered system uses a formula that factors in regional cost of living differences, which sounds logical on paper. But in practice, it creates winners and losers. Take two families, one in Mississippi and another in San Francisco. Both have the same income and family size, but the California family gets $3,500, while the Mississippi family receives $2,500. Is that fair? Supporters say yes, it costs far more to live in San Francisco. Critics call it geographic discrimination. Then there's the question of undocumented workers or mixed status families. Are they eligible? The answer is complicated. If you filed taxes with an individual taxpayer identification number, ITIN, you might qualify, but others are excluded entirely. This has sparked outrage in immigrant communities, who argue they contribute to the economy but are being left out. Here's what we know for sure. The Treasury has confirmed that funds have already been disbursed to major banks, meaning Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and credit unions are preparing to release deposits by Monday morning. If your bank typically processes payments early, you might even see the cash by Friday night. But what about smaller banks or prepaid debit card users? Payments could take 1-3 extra days, so don't panic if your account doesn't show a balance bump right at midnight. And remember, scammers are already exploiting this news. If you get a call asking for your social security number to release your payment, hang up immediately. The IRS will never contact you that way. Let's talk about the mechanics of these deposits. The Treasury is using the same infrastructure as tax refunds and social security payments, which means most people will see the money appear as IRS Trees 310 in their transaction history. But here's a pro tip. If you use a fintech app like Chime or Cash App, your deposit might arrive even faster than traditional banks. These apps often process payments as soon as they're received, sometimes days ahead of schedule. On the flip side, if you're with a community bank or credit union, delays are possible. These institutions don't always have the same resources as megabanks, so don't be alarmed if your payment takes until Wednesday or Thursday. Let's zoom out for a second. What does this mean for the broader economy? Analysts predict a short-term consumer spending surge, boosting retail and service sectors during a typically slow post-holiday period. However, long-term impacts are murky. If inflation rebounds, the Federal Reserve could hike interest rates again, squeezing households right after this temporary relief. Meanwhile, progressive groups are hailing this as a win for cash-first policies, arguing that direct payments are more effective than tax credits or vouchers. But could this set a precedent for future payments? Lawmakers are already drafting bills for recurring stimulus checks in 2024, so this might just be the beginning. Want to stay ahead of the curve? Subscribe, we'll keep you informed as these debates unfold. Think about it. $1,700 might cover a month's rent for some, but for others, it's a drop in the bucket. The real impact depends on how this money is spent. Will it go toward debt, savings, or everyday essentials like groceries and utilities? Economists are divided. Some say injecting cash directly into households will stimulate demand, helping small businesses stay afloat. Others warn it could overheat sectors already struggling with supply chain issues, like automotive or electronics. And let's not forget the housing market. With mortgage rates hovering near 7%, could this cash help first-time buyers scrape together a down payment? Possibly, but in competitive markets, $3,500 won't move the needle much. Back to you. What should you do right now? First, confirm your eligibility using the IRS portal. Second, Update your banking details if you've switched accounts since your last tax filing. Third, spread the word your friends or family might qualify for these payments but have no idea they're coming. And finally, prepare for potential delays. While the government aims for seamless deposits, glitches happen. If Monday comes and goes without a deposit, don't assume you're ineligible. Check the portal again, and if needed, contact the IRS helpline. But act fast. Resolution times could stretch into weeks as millions flood the system with inquiries. Let's get practical. If you're eligible but don't receive your payment by next Friday, you'll need to file a payment trace with the IRS. This process can take up to 6 weeks, but it's your only recourse if the money goes missing. And a word of caution, if you're behind on child support or owe back taxes, your payment could be intercepted. The same goes for private debt collectors if your state allows garnishment. This isn't widely advertised, but it's a harsh reality for some. One last thing, what's next after these payments? The Senate's bill includes provisions for additional aid in 2024, including expanded childcare credits and housing vouchers. But those programs require separate approvals, and partisan gridlock could stall them indefinitely. That's why staying informed is crucial. This channel will dissect every proposal, interview experts, and give you actionable steps to maximize your benefits. Smash that subscribe button, it's free, and it ensures you'll never miss a breaking update. Looking ahead, the fight over recurring payments is just heating up. Progressive lawmakers want to tie future aid to inflation metrics, ensuring automatic adjustments when prices rise. Conservatives argue this would balloon the national debt and disincentivize work. Where do you stand? Let us know in the comments, and while you're there, hit subscribe to join the conversation. To recap, the Senate's $1,700, $2,500, and $3,500 payments are real. They're happening this Monday, and your eligibility depends on factors like income, location, and family size. While challenges and controversies remain, this cash could be a lifeline for struggling Americans. Don't leave thousands on the table. Verify your status, guard against scams, and stay glued here for the latest. Thanks for watching, and remember, your financial future matters. Subscribe now, and let's navigate these changes together. But before you go, let's address one final question. What if you're still unsure? What if the rules feel too confusing? That's why we're here. This channel exists to cut through the noise and give you clear, actionable information. So if you found this video helpful, do us a favor, share it with someone who needs it. And don't forget to subscribe. With payments dropping in days and new updates emerging hourly, you don't want to miss what's next. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.